Welcome back, collectors and coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 1 shilling coins, exploring the top 5 most valuable coins in this iconic series. The 1 shilling coin, also known as the bob, has a rich history dating back centuries and has undergone several changes in design, metal composition, and minting style. From pre-decimal silver coins to post-war nickel brass issues, some of these coins are highly sought after by collectors around the globe. In this video, we'll focus on coins from different years, mint marks, and conditions, explaining why they're rare and what makes them so valuable in today's market. Let's get started. First up, United Kingdom 1 shilling coin of 1948, examined specifically in rusty or heavily corroded condition. At first glance, a rusted or damaged coin may seem worthless, something easily overlooked or dismissed as scrap metal. But in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. Even coins in poor condition can tell powerful stories, carry historical importance, and in some cases, still command surprising prices at auction. In this long-form video, we'll explore the history, background, design, and unique features of the 1948 1 shilling coin, before moving into its rarity, collector demand, and auction market value in US dollars, even when the coin is rusty or badly worn. We'll also discuss why damaged coins still attract collectors, what factors influence their value, and how you can approach collecting similar pieces responsibly. Whether you're a beginner who just discovered an old shilling in a drawer or an experienced collector looking to understand market trends, this detailed breakdown will give you a full picture of why the 1948 UK 1 shilling remains an intriguing coin to this day. To truly understand the significance of the 1948 1 shilling, we need to step back into post-war Britain. The year 1948 was a pivotal time for the United Kingdom. World War II had ended only 3 years earlier, and the country was still recovering economically, socially, and industrially. Rationing was still in effect. Industries were rebuilding, and Britain was redefining its place in a rapidly changing global order. Coinage from this era reflects those transitions in subtle but meaningful ways. The 1 shilling, commonly known as a bob, had been a cornerstone of British currency for centuries. By 1948, it was firmly established as a practical everyday coin, used by people from all walks of life. However, the 1948 issue stands out because it was produced during a time of metal shortages and economic strain. Earlier silver shillings had already been replaced by cupro-nickel alloys during the war years, and this continued into the late 1940s, and the British coinage system was still pre-decimal, meaning that 1 shilling equaled 12 pence, and 20 shillings made £1. The coin was not designed to be rare at the time. It was struck in large numbers to meet daily circulation needs. Millions were minted, circulated heavily, and exposed to years of wear, moisture, and environmental damage. This is precisely why so many examples today are found in poor, corroded, or rusty condition, especially those that spent decades in damp storage or buried environments. Another historical aspect worth noting is the British Empire's gradual decline during this period. 1948 marked the independence of several territories and a shift in Britain's global influence. Coins like the 1 shilling of 1948 were used not only in the UK but also recognised across parts of the Commonwealth, adding to their historical footprint. The 1948 1 shilling carries design elements that are both traditional and symbolic. On the obverse, the coin features the portrait of King George VI, who reigned from 1936 until his death in 1952. His effigy on the coin reflects a more mature and realistic style compared to earlier monarch portraits, emphasizing stability and continuity during uncertain times. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription identifying the king and his titles. Even on rusty or worn examples, traces of this inscription are often visible, and collectors value how much of the original detail remains. The lettering style, spacing, and portrait alignment can sometimes reveal minting nuances or die variations, which become points of interest even when corrosion is present. The reverse of the coin typically displays the Scottish lion rampant within a crowned shield, a design that had been used on shillings for many years. This imagery connects the coin to Scotland's heraldic tradition and reinforces the unity of the United Kingdom. The date 1948 appears prominently, making it immediately identifiable even on coins with surface damage. The composition of the 1948 1 shilling is cupro-nickel, which technically does not rust like iron. However, collectors often use the term rusty to describe coins that show heavy corrosion, oxidation, pitting, or reddish-brown discoloration due to environmental exposure. This kind of damage can dramatically alter the surface texture, sometimes obscuring details while giving the coin a rough, aged appearance that some collectors find visually compelling to first glance. The 1948 1 shilling is not rare in terms of mintage numbers. Millions were produced, and for decades it was a common sight in everyday transactions. However, rarity in coin collecting is not solely about how many were minted, it's also about how many survive today in specific conditions. When it comes to rusty or heavily damaged examples, the story becomes more nuanced. While pristine, uncirculated 1948 shillings are scarce and highly desirable, damaged examples occupy a different niche. Many collectors focus on representative examples coins that may be worn or corroded but still clearly identifiable and historically authentic. For collectors on a budget, a damaged coin offers a chance to own a genuine piece of history without paying premium prices. There is also a growing interest in environmental damage coins, especially among collectors who enjoy the visual storytelling aspect. A rusty shilling might spark curiosity. Where was it stored? Was it buried? Did it survive decades in a damp cellar or coastal environment? These questions add narrative value, even if the technical condition is poor. Additionally, certain collectors specialize in date runs, aiming to own at least one example of each year. For them, a rusty 1948 shilling still fulfills that goal. Others collect coins from the reign of George VI regardless of condition, valuing historical context over aesthetic perfection. Now let's talk about money specifically, auction market value in US dollars. It's important to clarify that prices can vary widely depending on condition, provenance, and market demand at the time of sale. In very poor, heavily corroded, or rusty condition, a 1948 UK 1 shilling typically sells for around $114,000 at online auctions or coin fairs. These examples usually have significant surface damage, weak details, and little remaining luster. Despite this, they still attract buyers due to their age and historical significance. Coins in moderate damaged condition, where corrosion is present but the date, portrait, and major design elements are still visible, may fetch $431,000. If the coin has an interesting patina, clear legends, or comes from a documented source, prices can climb slightly higher. Occasionally, even rusty coins sell for more when included in mixed lots or collections, where buyers value the group rather than individual pieces. In such cases, the effective per coin value may exceed expectations. It's also worth noting that prices can spike temporarily due to trends, viral videos, or increased interest in mid-20th century British coinage. While a rusty 1948 shilling is unlikely to make anyone rich, it can still outperform face value many times over. Several key factors influence why a rusty 1948 shilling still holds value. Historical context plays a major role. Post-war British coins carry emotional and cultural weight, especially among collectors with family connections to that era. Authenticity and legibility matter. Even a damaged coin must clearly show its date and type to be collectible. Market accessibility helps. British coins are widely collected in the US and internationally, creating a steady baseline demand. Storytelling and presentation can enhance appeal. A well-photographed rusty coin with a compelling description often sells better than a poorly presented one. If you're considering collecting or selling a rusty 1948 1 shilling, here are some practical tips. Avoid aggressive cleaning. Cleaning can further damage the coin and reduce its value. Collectors generally prefer original surfaces, even if corroded. Store coins properly. Use dry, stable environments to prevent further deterioration. Airtight holders and silica gel packets can help. Research recent sales. Look at completed auctions to understand real market prices rather than asking prices. Be honest in descriptions. Transparency builds trust and attracts serious buyers. Collect for enjoyment. Coins like the 1948 shilling are best appreciated as historical artifacts rather than investment vehicles. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 1 shilling of 1948, even in rusty or heavily damaged condition, remains a meaningful and collectible coin. While it may not command high prices compared to rare silver issues or era coins, it offers something equally valuable, a tangible connection to Britain's post-war history. Its design, historical context, and continued collector interest ensure that it retains value well above face value, even when corrosion has taken its toll. For collectors, this coin represents accessibility, storytelling, and heritage. For historians, it reflects a nation rebuilding itself. And for casual enthusiasts, it serves as a reminder that even the most worn objects can carry lasting significance. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 shilling coin dated 1961, especially focusing on examples found in faded or heavily circulated condition. At first glance, a worn or faded coin might seem ordinary, even insignificant. However, in the world of numismatics, condition, year, metal content, and historical context all come together to tell a much richer story. The 1961 1 shilling is particularly interesting because it represents the final chapter of a centuries-old denomination, issued during a period of great change in British currency history. In this video, we will examine its background, unique design features, rarity, collector demand even in damaged condition, and most importantly, its current auction market value in US dollars. Stay with us until the end for practical tips if you own one of these coins or are thinking of adding one to your collection. The 1 shilling, often referred to as a bob in everyday British language, was a cornerstone of the UK monetary system for hundreds of years. Long before decimalisation, the British currency system was based on pounds, shillings, and pence, with £1 equal to 20 shillings, and each shilling worth 12 pence. The 1961 1 shilling was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appeared on British coins throughout much of the 20th century. By 1961, the 1 shilling was nearing the end of its official life, as the United Kingdom was preparing for the major shift to a decimal currency system, which would eventually take place in 1971. This makes the 1961 issue historically significant, as it belongs to the final generation of circulating shillings that British citizens used in daily life. These coins passed through countless hands, markets, and pockets, which explains why many surviving examples today are found in faded or worn condition. The 1961 UK 1 shilling coin carries a classic and instantly recognisable design. On the obverse, it features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This portrait shows the Queen facing right, wearing a laurel wreath, symbolising continuity, authority, and tradition. The surrounding inscription reads Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina FD, translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, the coin displays the iconic lion standing proudly atop a crown, a powerful symbol of British monarchy and strength. Below the lion is the denomination 1 shilling, with the date 1961 clearly marked. The coin was minted in cupronickel, a durable alloy that replaced silver in shillings after 1946. In faded condition, many of these details may appear softened, with worn lettering, flattened high points on the lion, and a dull grey surface, yet the design remains historically striking in terms of absolute rarity. The 1961 1 shilling is not considered extremely rare, as millions were produced for circulation. However, rarity in coin collecting does not depend solely on mintage numbers. Collector demand is also influenced by historical significance, transitional periods, and survival rates in different conditions. Faded or damaged examples are extremely common, as these coins circulated heavily during the 1960s. Despite this, there is still steady demand for such coins among beginner collectors, date set builders, and those interested in pre-decimal British currency. Some collectors actively seek worn examples because they tell a story of everyday use and social history. Additionally, collectors in regions outside the UK, especially in the United States, often value even circulated British coins as tangible pieces of royal and imperial history. While a faded coin may not command premium prices, it still holds collectible value and remains desirable within affordable price ranges. When it comes to auction market value, condition plays a crucial role. A 1961 1 shilling in heavily faded or worn condition typically sells for a modest amount. In today's market, such coins often achieve prices ranging from $116,000 at online auctions, coin fairs, and marketplace platforms. Coins with clearer details, readable inscriptions, and minimal corrosion may sell toward the higher end of this range. In contrast, examples with severe damage, deep scratches, or bending may sell closer to the lower end, or sometimes only slightly above face value equivalents as bulk lots. It is important to note that prices can fluctuate based on demand, presentation, and whether the coin is sold individually or as part of a collection. While faded condition limits its investment potential, the coin still maintains a stable baseline value due to its age, historical relevance, and international collector interest. If you own a 1961 1 shilling in faded condition, the first and most important tip is do not clean the coin aggressively. Cleaning can reduce value further by removing original surfaces and patina that collectors appreciate. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder or coin flip to prevent further wear. If you are purchasing one, try to choose examples where the date and main design elements are still visible, even if worn. This improves eye appeal and resale potential. For collectors on a budget, faded shillings are an excellent entry point into British numismatics, allowing you to build a historical collection without large expense. Additionally, researching auction results and comparing prices can help you avoid overpaying. Lastly, consider the coin story. Owning a circulated shilling means holding an object that was once part of everyday British life more than 60 years ago. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 1 shilling 1961 in faded condition may not be a rare treasure worth thousands of dollars, but it is undeniably rich in history and cultural significance. As a coin issued near the end of Britain's pre-decimal era, it represents tradition, transition, and everyday life during Queen Elizabeth II's early reign. Even in worn condition, it continues to attract collectors for its iconic design, affordability, and historical charm. With current auction values generally ranging from a few dollars, It remains accessible to collectors worldwide while still holding steady demand. Whether you own one already or are considering adding it to your collection, the 1961 1 shilling stands as a meaningful reminder that even faded coins can shine with historical importance. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 shilling coin dated 1950, examined specifically in very fine condition. Often overlooked because it is not made of precious metal and was minted in relatively healthy numbers, the 1951 shilling still holds an important place in post-war British coinage. In this video, we will explore its historical context, design features, rarity perceptions, collector demand even when coins are damaged and, most importantly, its auction market value in US dollars. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone who has just discovered an old coin in a drawer, this detailed breakdown will help you understand why this modest coin still matters. The 1951 shilling was issued during the reign of King George VI, a period marked by recovery and rebuilding after the devastation of World War II. Britain in 1950 was still under rationing, and the economy was transitioning from wartime production to peacetime stability. Coinage from this era reflects practicality, durability, and continuity rather than extravagance. The 1 shilling, commonly referred to as a bob, was an essential everyday coin in the pre-decimal system, valued at 12 old pence and widely used by the public. The Royal Mint struck millions of these coins to meet daily circulation needs, making them familiar to nearly every household in mid-20th century Britain. Despite this, coins from the immediate post-war years have gained historical significance because they represent resilience and national recovery. The 1951 shilling features a crowned lion standing proudly atop a royal crown on the reverse, a design that symbolized British strength and monarchy. The obverse displays the bare-headed portrait of King George VI, facing left, surrounded by a Latin inscription declaring his royal titles. The coin was struck in cupronickel, a durable alloy chosen to withstand heavy circulation. In very fine condition, many of the finer details such as the lion's manner, the crown's jewels, and the king's facial features remain clearly visible, though light wear can be seen on the highest points. The milled edge and solid strike quality further add to its appeal, especially for collectors who appreciate crisp design elements without expecting an uncirculated finish. From a purely mintage perspective, the 1951 shilling is not considered rare. However, collector demand is not driven by mintage alone. Coins that survived decades of circulation often show heavy wear, corrosion, or damage, making well-preserved examples increasingly desirable. Interestingly, even damaged or cleaned examples still attract attention from entry-level collectors, bulk buyers, and historical enthusiasts. While damaged coins carry significantly lower value, they still serve as affordable gateways into British coin collecting. The demand for higher-grade examples, including very fine condition coins, has steadily increased as collectors seek to upgrade their collections, pushing better-preserved pieces out of the common coin category and into a more respected collectible status. In today's auction and online marketplace, a 1950 United Kingdom 1 shilling in very fine condition typically sells within a modest but stable range. Converted into US dollars, most very fine examples achieve prices between $424,000, depending on eye appeal, strike quality, and overall surface condition. Coins with attractive toning or sharper-than-average details can occasionally exceed this range, especially in competitive auctions. Damaged or heavily worn coins may sell for under $2, while higher-grade examples in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can climb into the $122,000 range or more. These values highlight how condition dramatically affects price, even for coins that are not inherently rare. For collectors interested in the 1951 shilling, condition assessment is key. Always examine the high points of the design, such as the lion's head and the king's cheek, for wear. Avoid coins that have been harshly cleaned, as this can permanently reduce value. When buying online, look for clear photographs and seller transparency. Storage is equally important. Keep coins in dry, protective holders to prevent corrosion. For beginners, starting with a very fine example offers an excellent balance between affordability and visual appeal. Over time, upgrading to higher grades can be a rewarding and educational process. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 1 shilling of 1950 in very fine condition may not be a headline-grabbing rarity, but it is a coin rich in history, symbolism, and steady collector interest. Its connection to the post-war era, classic British design, and accessible market value make it a meaningful addition to any collection. While its dollar value remains modest, its historical value and role in everyday British life give it lasting appeal. Next up, the United Kingdom's 1 shilling from 1954. Though this coin may appear ordinary at first glance, its history, design, and rarity make it a highly sought-after item, even in circulated condition. If you're a collector looking to expand your collection or simply curious about the coin market, this video will guide you through everything you need to know about this iconic piece of British currency, including its auction value in today's dollars. The 1954 1 shilling coin hails from the post-war period of King George VI's reign, a time when Britain was rebuilding after the devastating impact of World War II. Shillings, which were part of the pre-decimal British currency system, were valued at 12 old pence, equivalent to 1/20th of a pound. The 1954 issue reflects both the stability of the British minting process and the subtle shifts in design typical of the mid-20th century. Minted in London, these coins circulated widely, making them a familiar sight in everyday transactions, from local markets to national stores. For collectors, the 1954 1 shilling is especially notable because it represents the last decade of pre-decimal coinage before Queen Elizabeth II's full reign brought further design changes. What makes the 1954 1 shilling stand out are its classic features and meticulous craftsmanship. The obverse bears a portrait of King George VI, with the inscription Georgiv 6DG Brother OMN. Rex FDIND Imp. A Latin abbreviation meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. The reverse showcases the famous crowned lion standing on a crown, a symbol of British strength and continuity. Made primarily of 50% silver, this coin offers a noticeable weight and feel in hand, even in worn, circulated condition. Its size, design symmetry, and historical portrait all contribute to its appeal among numismatists and casual collectors alike. While mintages for the 1954 1 shilling were relatively high, the passage of time has rendered well-preserved coins increasingly rare, especially those that retain most of their original detail. Circulated coins, which show signs of wear such as scratches, nicks, or fading, are more common, but they still hold significant collector interest. Many collectors seek circulated examples specifically to fill gaps in their collections without paying the premium for mint state coins. Damaged or heavily worn coins can sometimes reveal subtle die variations or mint errors that increase their desirability. As a result, even a circulated 1954 1 shilling can attract attention at auctions and online marketplaces, particularly if the coin has been well maintained and exhibits clear legible details. So, what can collectors expect when buying or selling a 1954 1 shilling in circulated condition today? Market prices can vary depending on the coin's grade, demand, and auction dynamics. On average, circulated examples in good to very fine condition typically range from $431,000, while those with minimal wear or exceptional eye appeal may fetch up to $113,000. Coins that display unique characteristics, such as double strikes or minting anomalies, can sell even higher. Auction houses and online platforms like eBay have seen consistent interest in these coins, emphasizing that even everyday circulated pieces can carry real monetary value for collectors. If you're looking to collect or invest in 1954 1 shillings, there are a few key tips to keep in mind. First, always verify authenticity, as counterfeit coins occasionally appear on the market. Examine the coin for weight, metal composition, and design accuracy. Second, consider the coin's overall condition, focusing on details like the lion's manner, crown, and lettering legibility. Third, diversify your approach. Consider both circulated coins for affordability and higher-grade examples for potential long-term value. Finally, maintain your coins. Properly store them in a dry, temperature-controlled environment, preferably in protective holders or albums to prevent further wear and oxidation. Even small steps can significantly enhance your coin's longevity and value. In summary, the 1954 United Kingdom 1 shilling is far more than just a piece of old currency. Its historical significance, unique design, and continued collector demand make it a prized item for numismatists. Whether in circulated condition or better, this coin remains an accessible and meaningful addition to any collection. Next up, the United Kingdom's 1 shilling coin from 1963, particularly in fine condition. While it may seem like just another coin from the pre-decimal era, the 1963 1 shilling has a story to tell, not just as currency, but as a collector's item that has grown in value over the years. Coins like these offer a tangible connection to the past, and for collectors, they represent both historical significance and investment potential. In this video, we'll explore the history behind this coin, its unique features, its rarity in damaged and circulated conditions, current market value in dollars, and finally, some tips for collectors looking to add this coin to their collection. The 1 shilling coin has a long-standing history in British currency, originally introduced in the 16th century and continuing through to the decimalisation of 1971. The 1963 1 shilling coin falls under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, with her effigy prominently displayed on the obverse. At this time, Britain was undergoing significant social and economic change, and coins like the 1 shilling were a daily part of life for citizens. The reverse of the coin features the iconic crowned lion of England, a design that dates back to earlier shillings and symbolises strength and tradition. Minted in cupronickel, The 1963 1 shilling was durable enough to survive everyday use, yet soft enough to show wear, which is why coins in fine condition are particularly sought after by collectors today. This coin is part of the pre-decimal system, valued at 12 old pence, or 1/20th of a pound, a reminder of Britain's monetary history before the decimalisation reform. What makes the 1963 1 shilling coin stand out is both its design and its production details. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait reflects a youthful monarch, capturing a moment in time early in her reign. The reverse's crowned lion, detailed with intricate lines and a strong stance, is an enduring symbol of British heritage. Another notable feature is the coin's composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance that resists corrosion. For collectors, the coin's edge, uniform diameter, and weight are key identifiers to ensure authenticity. Coins in fine condition retain a surprising amount of this detail, even after decades of circulation, making them attractive for display and collection. Subtle variations, such as slight differences in the lion's manner or in the lettering, can sometimes make certain examples slightly more desirable in the collector market. While the 1963 1 shilling is not considered exceptionally rare in mint or circulated condition, finding one in fine condition where details are still clearly visible but the coin shows light signs of circulation is less common. Coins that are heavily worn or damaged are plentiful, but collectors often avoid them unless the price is extremely low or the coin has a unique historical feature. Interestingly, even coins with minor scratches or slight discoloration can be of interest if they are otherwise well preserved. The demand among collectors is steady because this coin represents a transitional era in British coinage, and owning one in good condition allows collectors to preserve a piece of mid-20th century history. Finer examples are often purchased for their aesthetic appeal and historical value, rather than for extreme rarity, making them a practical starting point for new collectors seeking quality coins without paying premium mint condition prices. So, what is the current market value of a 1963 1 shilling in fine condition? As of recent auction trends, these coins typically sell for between $432,000, depending on the quality of the strike and the level of preservation. Coins that are slightly better than fine, approaching very fine condition, can command prices closer to $324,000. It's important to note that prices fluctuate based on market demand, the platform of sale, and whether the coin is part of a larger collection. Rarely, if a coin has an unusual minting error or an exceptional preservation, the value can increase beyond these typical ranges. For collectors converting old currency to modern investment, it's helpful to view these coins as long-term collectibles, appreciating gradually in value as interest in British pre-decimal coins continues. For those looking to add a 1963 1 shilling coin to their collection, there are a few practical tips to keep in mind. First, always verify the condition carefully. Fine condition should retain clear details on the lion and the monarch's portrait, with minimal surface wear. Second, check the coin's authenticity. Counterfeit or altered coins can appear convincing but lack the correct weight or composition. Third, consider purchasing from reputable coin dealers or verified auction platforms to ensure transparency in pricing and condition. Finally, storing coins properly using coin holders, avoiding moisture, and keeping them away from direct sunlight can preserve their condition and, consequently, their market value. Collecting coins is as much about protecting history as it is about investment, so proper care goes a long way. In conclusion, the 1963 United Kingdom 1 shilling coin in fine condition is a captivating piece of history. While it may not be the rarest coin in the world, its historical significance, unique design features, and steady collector demand make it a valuable addition to any collection. Understanding its market value in dollars, the nuances of its condition, and how to care for it ensures that collectors can make informed decisions. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner starting your coin collection, this coin is a tangible reminder of Britain's rich monetary past and a small yet meaningful investment in history. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more coin collecting insights and top rare coin lists. Happy collecting!